Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the L'Oreal Color Riche Pocket Palette in French Biscuit. And they came out with these quad eyeshadow palettes probably about 6 months ago. And they go for around $9 depending on where you buy them. And they have a pretty good color selection. I think no matter what you're into, you will find something that you really like. And when I saw this one, I was kind of intrigued because I wouldn't normally put a sparkly gray color with a slightly less sparkly copper color with a beige and a cream. I mean, that color combination is just kind of unusual, but at the same time I was intrigued and I thought, you know what? Let's try it because they're all neutrals, but they're neutrals that just, like I said, you wouldn't normally put together. So this is what I have on today, and I have to say, I really like this. And I'm kind of surprised because when these first came out and I saw them initially, I wasn't really interested. But then every once in a while when I was at a store and I saw them, I was like, I wonder. So I figured I would give them a shot. And I really like this palette. And like I said, I'm surprised that I do. What I did was I don't have on my makeup, my eyeshadow today the way I normally would do it. I decided that just for fun, I would do my eye makeup exactly the way they show on the diagram on the back of the palette. And this is more of a non-YouTube type makeup look. This is the way a lot of people do their makeup, I would say, rather than the way all of us who watch YouTube do it. And what I mean by that is I don't have a defined crease or a defined outer corner, period. What I did was I took the lightest shade, and that is all over the entire upper region, which, you can't really see it because it just blends in with my skin tone. So all that really does is just cover up any veining and discoloration. And I have this shade on my lids. And then what they said to do was put this in the center of your lids for just a little sparkle, which that isn't really translating too much on the camera, but you can see it in real life. And then they said to drag this along your lower lash line. And I think that, yeah, they also, actually they don't say to drag it down along your lower lash line. I just like to do that. The way they have it in the diagram, they have it used as an eyeliner along your lids. And I always have problems with that. That never works out for me, so I decided to do it the way I normally would and drag it along here. Now I also have just a regular old black eyeliner right above that, so it's kind of all blended together. Yeah, you can't really see the sparkles too much. And my inner corner highlight is my face highlight, so that isn't from the palette. But yeah, I was really surprised. I like these shadows, and I do have the whole thing on over a colored base, which I'll get to in a minute because I want to give you some more information about that too. So let me do some swatches for you of this. So this is the lightest shade, but then when I blend it into my skin, it's just a very, very light peach. It's right there. You can just barely see it. And then this shade, I really like this, and I wasn't expecting to. It's kind of like a camel color. Really pretty. It's like a matte camel, I would say. And then the third shade is a shimmery gold. Those two shades coordinate so well together. But then this silvery gray color in the corner was really, like I said, unexpected. But I actually do like all four of these together, surprisingly. So yeah, that was a pleasant surprise because I just was not really interested in these eyeshadows for the longest time, but they have a really nice texture to them. They were easy to work with. I do have them on over a colored base though. I also wore them another day without a colored base, and they weren't nearly as pigmented, so take from that what you will. You can use whatever you normally use, but the colors might not show up as well. I mean, they swatch really nice, but like I said, take it for what it's worth. Okay, what did I put these over for a colored base? Something else that I picked up over the weekend. Let me make sure I grab the right one now. Okay, I got another one of those Revlon Colorstay Cream eyeshadows. This is number 715 Espresso. And it's just a beige cream eyeshadow, but I really like the matte ones of these. I also have chocolate, which I showed you in another video, which is a much darker brown. Well, it's a dark brown, and this is like more of a beige. But I love the texture of the matte ones, and I feel like they provide a really nice colored base for any powder eyeshadow. I guess you could do a look with them on their own, but I think it would be kind of difficult. Not because they don't blend nicely, because they do, but just because, well, that kind of leads me to what else I wanted to tell you. The other color that I showed you that I had purchased in another video, Black Currant, I used this on Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday that I used this, with the intention of putting this just on my lids and then maybe putting some kind of a matte crease color. I couldn't do it that way. This doesn't even show up, and if you try to build it, it still doesn't show up. It's just very shimmery and not much color. I already swatched this in the other video, so I'm not going to bother, but the thing is, well, no, I guess since I'm talking about this, and I didn't swatch that other one either, so I will. I mean, this is so pretty when you swatch it, but it just doesn't show up on your eyelids when you try to use it. So I used the Kat Von D Interstellar palette over that, and it was, really, really pretty look. So that's a nice base for the purples in that palette. But I don't know, I was just kind of hoping that I could use it on its own. So that was a disappointment, to the point that I don't think I would buy any more of the shimmer ones of these, because they're probably all basically the same. But as far as the other matte one I picked up, Espresso, that's a whole nother story. So that's like this is like a muted version of MAC Lay and Low Paint Pot. It's like a beige, but it's not as deep as that shade. And I feel like you could easily do this as an eyeshadow base for pretty much anything. I feel like this is a really practical shade to have. It's number 715. Whereas the other one that I showed you before, the chocolate, is pretty dark. So unless you wanted to do a dramatic look, I wouldn't recommend that one as a colored base. Let me show you the difference when I swatch the two side by side. This is chocolate. So see, that's a big, big difference. This is just like a beige, and this is obviously a brown, like a taupey brown. But they're both pretty handy colors to have around. I love colored bases if the texture of the shadow is nice, and these definitely are. Now the other product that I want to show you today is I picked up another color of NYX Lip Lingerie, and that is what I have on my lips. And this is in the shade Baby Doll. This is so pale. Oh, just in case you don't know, the NYX Lip Lingerie line is all variations on the shade of nude, really. I mean, they have pinky nudes and brown nudes and red nudes and everything in between. The whole range is all variations of nudes. This, I think it's too pale. I think it makes it look like I'm not wearing any lipstick. And I don't know. I was curious about this shade for the longest time because I wasn't sure how it was going to look on me, but I don't know, when it comes to these super pale colors, I just don't, I think it makes me look dead. And I don't think it helps matters that the eyeshadows are like a nude colors, beige and black and neutrals. That's what I'm trying to say. That it's neutrals on the eyes with a pale beige type of lipstick. No, this is just, I don't know. Maybe if I did something more colorful on my eyes, I would like this better, but I don't think so because I just don't look good with those really pale lip shades. So in conclusion, I would recommend the L'Oreal Pocket Palette. I ended up liking this a lot. Of course, you know, sometimes within a range, they're not all the same, so if you were to purchase a different one other than this, it may not be as good. But yeah, these are going to need a little help, so you're going to have some sort of eyeshadow base underneath it or it won't really show up. As far as those Revlon Colorstay cream shadows go, big thumbs up on the matte ones, but the shimmer ones, they just don't show up. But I love the matte ones. The texture is so nice and so easy to work with, and shadows, powder shadows go on really nice over them. And so yeah, I like the matte ones, but not the shimmer ones. And the NYX Lip Lingerie and Baby Doll, too pale for my taste. I mean, if you're into that really pale, super pale lip, then you might really like this, but it's just, it's too light for me. But I have other ones of this in other colors that I do like that are a little bit more colorful. So that is it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.